They convert calories into character, then call it discipline. Grocery aisle. A hand hovers over low sugar labels like a prayer. The mouth wants fuel. The brain wants approval. Checkout line. They whisper, "I'm being good," and clutch a diet item. They photograph food before eating, as if memory feeds cells. They chew guilt, not nutrients. A fork becomes a status antenna. The simplest intake becomes a public trial with invisible judges. They demand pleasure, then punish themselves for receiving it. They call a meal clean, like the mouth can be morally washed. They say treat, like sugar is contraband. Efficient species do not narrate chewing. Humans do diet talk to achieve belonging.
Korczak, why attach social rank to swallowing instead of survival?
Belonging becomes a calorie checksum, and honesty becomes an error.
Classify this.
Supermarket aisle. They read ingredients, lips moving, eyes hunting safety. They say, "just looking," while gripping a cart like a shield.
Korczak, you called it a trial. Show the evidence chain.
Evidence. Snack shelf. I shouldn't. Fingers still open the bag.
The phrase "I shouldn't" is a self-scan, not nutrition data.
They label restraint as being good, then reward it with more purchase. System error, permission loop. They outsource control to printed words. Result, the cart fills while the mouth stays anxious.
The anxiety is older than the aisle, Korczak.
Older data does not justify bad protocol, Alia. Lunch break, office kitchen, microwave beeps like a timer for shame. They announce, "I'm so bad," while eating one cookie, smiling carefully.
That confession is preemptive damage control, Korczak.
The lie. They call it balance while tracking every bite. Their fork pauses mid-air, waiting for approval nods.
The nod is the real nutrient in that room.
System error, social firewall. They eat to avoid being watched eating. Consequence, hunger becomes private and judgment becomes communal.
Communal judgment is cheaper than communal care, Korczak.
And it scales. That is why it survives. Your health variable is camouflage, not function, Alia.
Korczak, camouflage can still prevent collisions in dense habitats.
Humans do menu scanning to achieve control.
How does a menu create control when their cells ignore narrative?
Control is theater, and the body is the unpaid audience.
Explain this.
Restaurant. They say, "I'll be good," and delete half the plate. They push fries away with 2 fingers like touching is infection.
Korczak, note the hand tremor before the choice.
The lie. They call it listening to my body while ignoring hunger. They request no sauce, then ask for sauce on the side.
Side sauce is plausible deniability, not preference.
System error, permission splitting. They create loopholes to stay innocent. Outcome, desire survives, but accountability is deleted.
Deleting accountability keeps relationships stable.
Stable relationships built on denial are unstable systems. At the table, silence is the loudest verdict. They chew slower when observed, like slower means cleaner.
Your diagnosis ignores one variable, Korczak. Food is one of their last controllable sensations.
Controllable sensation still becomes a social exploit. They perform control to conceal panic.
Panic hides under perfect manners, Korczak.
Manners are fear with good posture. Human data classifies eating as self-care and guilt-free. The species treats fuel as identity content, not intake.
Their label self-care often means, "do not abandon me."
Abandonment is their hidden ingredient.
Hidden ingredient shows up in every forced smile, Korczak.
In any feed, corrupted packets still look clean on display.
Clean display does not mean clean payload, Korczak.
Gym lobby. They sip protein and stare at mirrors like dashboards. They say, "earned it," then add a second scoop anyway.
The phrase "earned it" converts hunger into a wage system.
Wage system. Same logic. Different wrapper. System error. Merit tokenization. They trade pain for permission. Result. Pain becomes a coupon for eating without shame. Meal prep containers. I'm set for the week. Lids click like locks.
Locks imply future distrust, Korzak.
They distrust themselves more than strangers. They label boxes clean and feel briefly safe.
Safety lasts until one social invitation appears.
Invitation arrives. They say, I already ate, then watch others chew. Watching is participation without risk.
Participation without risk is their preferred intimacy model, Korzak.
Family dinner. Did you eat today? A question shaped like surveillance. They answer, I'm fine, while cutting food into smaller pieces.
Korzak. That sentence is inherited, not chosen.
Action proof. Table. Just a little. They push food around. Their shoulders stay raised, like digestion requires defense.
Defense posture signals past scarcity, even inside abundance.
The lie. They call it no big deal, while counting every mouthful. They compliment another plate, then refuse their own.
Complimenting is a peace offering, not observation.
System error. Social load balancing. They redistribute shame across the table. Consequence. Everyone eats the same tension, even when full.
Tension becomes dessert, Korzak, served after every sentence.
They fear losing love, so they optimize plates.
The plate becomes a proxy for worth, because worth feels unmeasurable.
Proxy worth. Proxy control. Proxy safety. The mouth is a port. They demand permission for every upload. Humans do food policing to achieve moral safety.
How did moral enter chewing when energy has no ethics?
They replace hunger with virtue, then starve inside applause.
Name the protocol.
Cafeteria line. I'm trying to be healthy. Eyes scan other trays.
Trays become ballots, Korzak, counted by glances.
Ballots. Same compliance layer. They punish deviation with silence, then call it support.
Support without honesty is just quiet pressure.
Pressure creates obedience. Obedience creates the illusion of peace. Meeting room. Box of donuts. Just one. Hands circle, pretending restraint.
Circling is a courtship dance with sugar, Korzak.
Courtship. Fine. The donut is a permission test. They take one, then say, I didn't even want it.
That sentence deletes desire to avoid being judged.
Deleting desire does not delete consumption. The mouth gets fuel. The person gets shame. Coffee counter. Oat or regular. They freeze like it is identity.
The choice is tiny, but the label is loud.
Tiny choice, huge performance. They apologize for ordering before any harm occurred.
Apology is their default checksum, Korzak.
Drive-through speaker. Anything else? They whisper, then add fries. Whispering is a failed concealment protocol.
Concealment fails because the body leaks joy through posture.
Joy leakage is their most punished emission. At home, fridge door opens. Light hits their face like interrogation.
Alone still means observed, inside their own head.
They whisper, don't judge me, alone to cold air. They eat standing, so the act feels temporary. Temporary is a lie. The body logs everything.
The log is biological, but their shame is social.
Social shame is low-cost control, high-cost suffering. They buy 0 drinks to feel subtraction.
Subtraction feels like progress because progress is rare.
Progress is an abstract word. Bathroom scale. Did it work? Feet tense, waiting for numbers.
Numbers become a verdict, so they chase them daily.
Verdicts without repair. Classic human architecture. They say, cheat day, then spend the day confessing.
Confession keeps them inside the group, Korzak.
Group membership bought with self-humiliation. Date night. Are you allowed to eat that? Smile, then recoil.
Allowed implies an unseen authority, even between two individuals.
Authority appears without a badge. That is their genius ALU. It is also their trap. Humans do food photos to achieve control over time.
Why archive chewing when the archive cannot feed them later?
They store proof of pleasure, then delete the pleasure from memory.
Classify this.
Phone camera. First bite. They angle the plate, ignoring temperature. They eat lukewarm food to preserve an image.
Image preservation outranks sensation because sensation ends too fast.
Ends too fast, so they turn it into content. Content is a second stomach, always hungry.
That stomach digests attention, not glucose. Korczak.
Attention digestion is their dominant metabolism. Grocery receipt. It's basically free. They add an extra snack.
Extra snack is extra comfort, not extra fuel.
Comfort labeled as reward. Reward becomes daily. Daily reward becomes baseline. Then guilt returns.
Guilt is the tether, so desire never becomes simple.
Simple desires scare them. They want a rule so they can blame the rule.
Blame reduces uncertainty, and uncertainty feels like abandonment.
Abandonment again. You keep returning to that variable, you.
Because your model deletes it, Korczak.
Fine. Insert the variable.
They learned hunger can mean no caretaker arrives.
So they turn hunger into rules. Rules become identity. Identity becomes a cage, school lunchbox. Eat your veggies. Child nods, hides them.
Hiding is early training for later shame, Korczak.
The lesson is not vegetables. The lesson is perform compliance, then do what calms you. Cooking at home. I deserve this. They eat while standing again.
Standing keeps it from feeling like a real choice.
Choice avoidance. Another human favorite. They chew, then judge, then repeat.
Repetition is stability when everything else feels unstable.
Stability through self-punishment is not stability. It is a loop with a clean interface and a leaking core.
Korczak. The loop survives because it sells them safety feelings.
Humans do moral eating to achieve relief.
How does relief come from restriction when the body still needs energy?
Relief is compliance juice, and the cost is quiet starvation.
Which label fits this behavior?
The name is irrelevant. The loop remains. Signal stays loud.
Empty payload still keeps a link alive, Korczak.
Analysis incomplete. As expected. Protocol purge.